Okay. Hello, good evening for this evening's webinar. Hopefully you'll have some nice little interesting things for you guys to take on board. Okay, so hopefully I'm coming through loud and clear. Okay, so just put on chat if you can't hear me or for some reason, so let me know. I'm not a mind reader, so okay. I will ask if there's any questions when I finish a particular theme or thought. All right, so we'll start. Okay, great. So in front of you, you see a standard report, 8-hour report template, the one I sent you. Yes. Okay. Some of you have already spotted the difference, right? Great. Yes, the difference is you've got a dotted red vertical line and a solid red vertical line. Okay. So, and they both have the same rules. You know, whether you enter on a confirmed solid or a diamond or a dotted vertical line, the appearance of a diamond with a dotted white line joining it still is the manual exit. Okay, so any vertical line alert that's confirmed when a price action goes to the extreme outside the river, gives you a dot or a diamond. This generally indicates manual close. When a diamond with a white line appears, the white line joining the two diamonds, that's a definite signal that and time to gain exit, because most times price will reverse. Okay, so we take profit because in the business we don't take hopes and chances. The diamond says that's 80% of the time the price is going to reverse, and it could reverse a fair amount and take all the profit back or not. So at that point we exit. So both vertical lines still have the same confirmations and criteria in step 2 of your PDF, and they've got the same exit rules. The main difference is the solid vertical lines have a threshold where they're looking and give you information when they're confirmed, okay, such as this solid red vertical line that I've marked it with a yellow vertical line. The thing with the solid vertical lines is they actually want to get and have a probability of over 89% of achieving and passing the opposite river channel. Yep. So what it does for you is if you've got a dotted red or any dotted reds and you got a solid red, it helps you with information that price has a high chance of having a jumping diamond. Yeah. So we can easily find some along here. Okay. Okay. So that's a red vertical line, and these are little jumping diamonds, aren't they? Okay. Now, that one may have been a diamond or just gave you a dot and your re-entry was up there. But this one where it went outside the riverbank would definitely have been a diamond that jumped to this diamond, then jumped to this diamond. Okay. Now, at these points where price is giving you a manual exit, you'll get an alert saying manual close, manual exit close, ? question mark, etc., that's the point to get in, because the price wants to jump and keep going down. A lot of times it goes up like this. Okay, so there's where these solid red lines are there to help you, because these lines actually want to get to saying that price wants to go and get to the outer channels or to the strong supports. Okay, and in instances it'll far surpass it. Okay, so the reason I'm zooming out and highlighting the red lines, not that I need to because the solid lines stand out enough. Okay, so when I zoom up, you can see that from that blue channel line, that price never went back up there. And we know that from vertical lines, when they're confirmed, they're saying that the channel, if they're in a cell, that and it's confirmed that price won't go back to that diamond, because that's a current high price in with a high threshold, yes, and would be a likely high in a couple of higher time frames. All right, so when they're confirmed, what is a red vertical line, solid or dotted, is that channel line is a point that is where the stop loss is at that point or beyond it, depending on your default settings for that time frame, and that price will not breach it. Okay, and once it's confirmed, it tells you that that channel line and that blue diamond is the highest point, and it also says it will be looking for a red diamond that meets the requirements to have a white dotted line drawn on it. And at that point, when its price is outside the river, or you have this diamond, it's a point where the manual exit, because at that point it would like to reverse, because it doesn't like to go and spend time outside the extreme. Okay, so if you take the river center line as a medium average, where, you know, like our body temperature, where everything is in harmony and it works, when we go to the extremes, our body will always try to bring us back to that average requirement. Okay, same with price action with the river. Okay, it doesn't like to stray too far from the center line, so a lot of our rules revolve around the center line and river banks. Okay, so, and what they tell us. So the solid vertical lines are programmed with the software to find bigger thresholds, and their thresholds would generally bring them and help them achieve the potential of getting to the opposite riverbank. Okay, so at that point where that there, this was its target. Okay, and price can go there in one go, but it's bound by the river. Okay, so news can spike it there, but in the natural course of events, it will actually, and it can stagger, seesaw, go down, and if it wants to keep going down, it will go up, then come down. So really, when we have alerts that tell us that, hey, it's meet its exit threshold, it's telling us take our profit, and when it's ready, it'll let us know that it's time to come back in. Yeah. Okay. Now, really, everybody in trading just wants to know, can I enter? If I can enter, what's the safe stop level? And where's the price going to go? These lines have been designed to tell you where price would like to go. Okay? So having that opportunity of having the charts that you have with the settings that you currently have was great, because price, when it's confirmed, will go and look at that diamond, and you've seen it happen time and time again. Okay? A lot of times what the trouble you have with is it keeps wanting to jump, and sometimes we don't know how to use all the charts to tell us where the momentum of that time frame wants to go. So what I've been working on the weekend and towards the end of last week is, what can I put on the chart itself, because that seems to be the focus once the alerts is there, as if we zone every other time frame out, even though we consciously might like to go and check on them. So the point was to get the software to do a little bit more work, and in this case, by differentiating the higher time vertical line that I get to the software to do, is that when it comes up, it tells you something specific. Okay, all vertical lines will tell you where a safe stop level is, and they all tell you where the destination of what that price wants to do via the vertical line. Okay, so there's a couple of questions already. Okay, because in this, okay, just to answer Sylvia's question, how come they're all red lines and no blue lines? When we're looking for a bigger movement, if you look at window 2, you can see really the higher time frame momentum or bias is down, which is indicated by the shading in window 2. Okay, window 2 is actually sort of doing what window 3 does for the M5. Window 2 is doing for the M15, and showing it as all this in there. So, so window 2, gives us a higher time frame view of 2 time frames higher and a time frame higher. So, gives us an idea of what the M15, M30 are sort of doing or wanting to do. Okay. So yeah. So in that time where we're at the highest blue, really price was looking for lower lows. Okay, so you can see the red channel line stepping down. Okay, until it finds a low, and when it wants to come up and it gives you a solid blue line, that means that it wants the blue line, it wants to actually get to the blue line, or the blue line comes down to it. Okay, so this is the sort of thing that might happen. The blue line might keep going until price comes up to a reasonable threshold, in which case the blue line will come down and meet it. Okay, so either price is going to go all the way up there, or the blue channel line is going to come down. Okay, so we've got examples here. I'll make it bigger so we can see a bit more detail. Okay. Over here, we've got a red vertical line. Okay, and we can look down that vertical line and we can see it's pink in window 2, pink in window 3, pink in window 4. So it's confirmed, yeah? Orange lines above solid pink line. Yep. Blue diamond channel. It's got that. Okay. So it has a potential and it wants to reach the red line. Okay. It wants to reach it or have the river come to it. So the red, it didn't reach it because before it could reach it, it actually met a threshold to cause the red channel line to come to it. So either it will go to the red channel line or the red channel line will come to it. Yep. So this is our expectation when we get a solid vertical line, that it's going to try and reach, it's indicating price would like to reach the opposite channel line, or to get to close enough to the channel line and meet the criteria for the channel line to actually come and say that it's got a newer low. Yep. Does that make sense? Okay, so how does that work for you? Less blue lines. Okay, that's not, you could, because it's looking for a time frame 3 times higher, it only take trades when the momentum is shifting down. Okay, so okay, let's go back to when pound Aussie was moving up very strongly. Okay, so all right, now notice there was no lines, and because I know there should be lines, I refreshed it and the lines appeared. So when we're dealing with the charts, we're going to be able to recognize when we need to refresh it. Okay, it gives you clues because it gave me no vertical lines when I moved that far back, and all I had to do was refresh it. Okay, so in this space where this is a low looking for a high, it can only give you solid blue lines because it hasn't achieved a high. If it hasn't achieved a high to produce a blue diamond to mark it, because the red line can't appear until the blue diamond happens. Yeah. So the last couple of weeks, price has been going down, so that's why we got a lot of red lines. Okay, but if I go to 4 hour and go back to the time when price is going up, you'll see a lot more blue lines. Okay, 30 minutes. Okay, so in that space of that, between those 2 yellow lines, pretty much we only see 1 red line there because the majority of the momentum's up. Okay, so once again, if I don't have a lot of lines, I might just want to refresh and see if there's any lines that we need to just give a little tap on the indicator. Okay, so over here between the 2 yellow lines, we had 1 solid blue. Okay, so once again, if it's confirmed, it would like to go and reach the channel line. Yeah, so information is powerful. If you have a direction of where it's going to go, and then whatever chart you go into, as long as your window 3 is green, price is in the buy zone, and river center line started yellow or green, you can enter, can't you? Because momentum's up. I wouldn't be able to go into a buy when I've over here where the yellow line is, because you know center line window 3's pink. Yeah, and you can see even where I've got my mouse that although we got a dotted yellow, at that point if we entered, price would have gone, given us drawdown and then gone up. Yeah. Okay, so window 3 is a very strong guide as to entry into a buy or sell. Entering into a buy, you definitely like to have window 3 green, and if you find if you enter, if it doesn't, you may get the trade, but you'd have pretty tight knots in your stomach. Okay, so everything in a chart helps you. Okay, so these lines, just when you have them, once again, it tells you where price would like to end up, and generally, if what price wants, you'll generally get there. Okay, and if we follow the rules of entry, when the blue line's there and we exit on the blue, if we don't get another entry to fulfill that, because say we start getting red vertical lines, well, if the red vertical line is there, we take that trade, okay, just like it is here, criteria is met, okay, because what happens with these blue vertical lines is whatever signal comes along that you confirm, you act upon, and when it's ready to go back up, it will give you the opportunity. But we keep in mind that it's marked this as the lowest point and that it wants to go up. And you can see that the blue line kept going up, and then you get your standard dotted vertical blue lines. Yeah, that meet criteria, you enter. Okay, but just knowing that the solid blue line is saying that it meets the criteria of a much bigger movement. Okay, so this movement of all these vertical red lines, these 3 or 4 there, has been from up there. Okay, and you can see in its movement down to its lowest point, when it got its diamonds outside the river, it retraced every time. Okay, it didn't say it wanted to change its mind and go back up. It just says, hey, this is what I've got to do before I go down. Okay, sometimes I'm going to give you a buy entry so you can actually enter. But know that after the buy entry finish, you are going to get a nice easy sell entry. These are the things these lines are telling you. Okay, so a lot of times we're sort of stuck and we're trying to make things up. Well, I'm putting some things there that says, hey, if that vertical red line hasn't hit its target, and generally overall in this time frame, multiple time frames, this is still down momentum, well, that's where it's going to go. Okay, so let me get that back to the 4 hour. See if we can go and find something in the right now. Okay, in the right now. So in the right now, it's continued a bit of a down movement from Friday. Okay, we've got the start of today, where it's really kept moving down. And you can see the trend lines outside the river. Trend line outside the river and solid pink center line generally means the momentum's going down. Yep. So that was one of the reasons why the white trend line's on there, because as you can see, where the trend line is close or outside the river and the diamond goes there, it rarely gets too far past it before it comes straight back in, the natural resistance point. Okay. The things I've been telling you about window 3 and window 2 are there. Okay, so the red vertical solid lines combined with the dotted ones are both saying that this is a high point where the blue channel line is, where price won't go back. Yeah. The additional information that we got was that price wants to get to the red channel as a minimum, and if you have momentum indicators and price still wants to go back, and once again, if we've got all three pink, it's very hard to argue that it's going to be a buy. Okay, and generally these are the clues that will match up with the diamonds, the dotted lines. Okay, so the morning spiked down, gave us a red diamond outside the river, had to come back in. Momentum was indicated in windows 2, 3, and 4. We had window 1 with the trend line above the river. Yeah. So, yeah, We had a bit of greedy line out there. So yeah, and our higher time frames pretty much showed the same things. Okay, white trend line outside, solid pink line. What was Parnod's going to do today? Pretty much go down, yeah, because momentum is going down. We noticed back here we had a solid red center line, yeah. So for the price to go all the way down there, it's not going to go in a straight line. It gets to its boundaries, come back in. Sometimes we're lucky, it gets back to the zone that we can get into, and we re-enter. Yep. Okay, but knowing that that's its characteristic, and that we've got information that's very strong, and all businesses work on strong intel information about the competitors, about the retail market, etc. So your vertical lines are pretty much your intel about what the market wants and where it wants to go, and you've got all information at your fingertips. Yep. And if you don't understand it, take a picture, ask the question. That's the only way you're going to learn. No, the alerts don't. Your job is to, if you get the alert, put your screen, and straight away visually it tells you. Yeah. So it's a visual system, and it's got a little personal assistant that gives you a little bit of a ring or a buzz and says, "Hey, people, I think I found a unique candle that you've got a lot of information that you might be able to use to make you profitable trades, make you happy." Yep. How's that sound? So yeah. Okay, so they're all the alerts have information taglines to prompt you. Okay, so we're just making it do a little bit more work for you. Okay, so when you got step one and you're marking us, great. When you got a little bit of extra help, apart from that dotted one, I've got a red one. So really, I'll keep an eye on price. Going to that, wanting to go to that lower channel. Yeah, and things like our trend line and greedy line, as I explained last week. These are things that when the river and business and briefcase part was created, was to show you where there was additional momentum. Yeah, and the greedy line went up. When the greedy line goes out, basically we can add another H1's 50 pips. We can add 50 pips to there and 50 pips of default for pound Oz in 1 hour. Yeah. So when we actually, even though it might be today, we can go back and see that line's there, and we can use that information for today, couldn't we? If we mark down, use our process probably the easiest, or we can put a vertical line and follow it to where the white line went out. We move down to the opposite riverbank, and from there we mark out 50 pips, which is default, and if we put a line there based on last week's movement, or Friday's movement, so we can actually utilize information from a previous day or a previous week if it's on the chart, based on our default information of the chart and our visual helpers. Okay, our visual helpers and our fulcrum are the vertical lines, main ones, but we have other helpers like when the white trend line goes outside, the river center line solid pink, trending momentum wants to go down. So at that point, or if the greedy line goes outside, we can go to where it crossed, because that's an important crossing. And yeah, and you would have seen that that would have put our okay. Yeah, so that would have given us our how to extend the profit, or to see where the price goes and breaches that channel line, where further can it go? Okay, and yeah, and everything's on the chart. Everything you need is on the chart itself. Okay, so you're not going to be able to see everything at once, but if you keep at it and watch and post, maybe watch this video again. All right, so once again, over here, 30 minutes on Friday, red center line. Okay, our vertical line, dotted vertical line, would have given us a take profit pretty much around there. Okay, having our solid one pretty much basically reinforce it. That's a definite target. Yeah. So once again, if it's in the wrong zone and we can't get into it, we can actually utilize the targets from our all the information our 30-minute gives us. We can actually go down and utilize a smaller time frame, yeah, or a higher time frame, whichever. Okay, so you can see the vertical line. Okay, price you may have got in there or not. Okay, there you are. Okay, and here's a vertical line that we drew into 30 minutes. And down here, way down here, is the actual profit target that our 30 minutes said that it had a 90% plus of getting to. Okay, and as you can see, if we didn't get in here, we could have got in here. There, there, okay, and you'll find it only reinforce those entries, and 5 minute had its own solid pink, dotted red and solid red. Okay, so really, where is this red line saying? It's saying that it's 30-minute target, that the 30-minute target could definitely supersede its 5-minute target, yeah. And pretty much if we along the way, if we've got our diamonds with dotted lines, we exit. Okay, so because if we entered on the 5-minute, we'd be using 5-minute default stop levels, 20 pips or channel. Yeah. Okay, so 38 pips entry because that's a channel. So we're going for a minimum 38 pips. We could aim for there, but 38 pips is 1 for 1. 30 minutes to go further, we've got a diamond before that. Okay, so really, the big news I want to get across is, do we ever really miss anything? What we do miss is we miss the clues, but we've never missed a trade. We think that we're missing the trade, and we think we're coming too late. We think all this is saying negative things that are untrue, and because we keep looking that way, so these lines are there to go and say, hey, listen, price action might do everything to go and try and dazzle you and give, play games with you, but really, it's told me the truth of where it wants to go, and I'm telling you where it is. Okay, so don't get fooled by all its movement. Just use the steps and rules and criteria, and you'll be safe. Okay, so I'll open the Open up some questions if there's some questions. Okay, so what settings changes do you need to get that? Very simple. I'll show you right now. Okay, it wasn't a massive one. It was only done to that river. Okay, so let me just get to a clean chart. Okay, so see over here, you've got a blue line appearing, but never got confirmed yet. As we can see, orange line above, solid pink, pink, pink. And now it's got a diamond. So it didn't let you in trade. What it's saying is price action is looking for a bottom, a very low price, and it's endeavoring that to try, well, the buyers are trying to go and enforce themselves on the sellers and take over. Okay, at the moment they're having a bit of trouble. Okay, but the criteria should keep you out of this. Okay, so if we refresh that, we'll find that it's no longer there. Okay, because it can't exist in that environment, can it? Because the software won't let it. Okay, and how do I know that? Because that blue solid line was there, and there's a red diamond below it. A red diamond with a dotted line can never follow a blue vertical line, because the blue vertical line no longer falls within the criteria. Yep. Okay, the settings that are changed. If you go to right click, go to indicator list. This is a very easy one. It's in window 5. It says LGD River. Okay, highlight it, click edit, and go right down to the bottom towards where you get the colors. Okay, once you get to the color, just go where it says vertical line width. What you'll see is 0. Just change that number to 2, and it'll change it from a dotted red to a solid red. Yeah. Okay. The other change is because it's looking for a bigger movement. That means a solid line is not just looking for a diamond with a white line joining it. It respects it, and you have to adhere to it. But it says, listen, I have the potential to go so much further. You know, I might give you 1 or 2 trades, but I'm looking at the bigger picture. Okay, so at the moment you would have 24, 15, 9. I want you to change to 24. Double click on it. You know, it would have 24. Change it to 96. Go to the next one. Change it to 60, and change the last one to 36. Okay, that's all you have to do, and it's just on. When you open your data list, it's the last one. It says indicator window 5, highlight river. Once you've done that, click OK, and you'll have solid vertical lines. There's no other change. All right, so and that's okay. Have we got a question? All right, so virtually this little tweak is to say, hey, I've got a little bit more bigger picture of where price action wants to go, but always follow the rules of the chart. If a diamond comes up, please take profit. And because I want to go down, know that when opportunity comes down, you're still about to go down. You've lost nothing. If you come into a picture and there's a vertical line and it still hasn't reached the red channel, okay, so in which case, I wish I could find one. Okay, so yeah, so let's just put it there. Oh yeah, and seeing this movements down here, the other thing that from last week was said that it was going to go through a channel, and you wanted to get an idea of where it could reach, that you could use the confirmed vertical lines to actually draw Fibonacci projections. Okay. So over here, we're doing a projection on a solid. You can do this on a dotted one. Okay. Pull it back to the channel line, and it'll project downwards. Okay. So, and then you can take it to its lower point. But notice I've moved it from its open price to the tip. I'm still using that unique candle itself to provide me with all my connections with the Fibonacci. Yeah, I'm always using the same framework. Okay, so you can see here, price has actually hit the 423. Okay, and it all came from that unique candle that we drew it from. Yeah, so that's the magic of numbers and mathematics. Yeah. Okay, so and once that was confirmed, we're going to draw on that. So how did Fibonacci know it's going to go there? Well, hardware fingers and outer snails have that beautiful shell. Okay, as long as it's measurable and we can feed confirm good information to that formula, it'll project accordingly. Yeah. Okay, so you don't have to get that fancy. Okay, you really don't have to get that fancy with these things. You know, you got this vertical line. From that channel, one for one. Okay, so there's many ways to go and do it. But the main thing is you have identified, confirmed, unique candle that's saying it's got more oomph. And then as you can see, you actually had the white line, trend line, and the green line go outside. Okay, now these might have happened afterwards, but at this point, the white would have been out for quite a, might have been dragged down by this first movement. But at this point of where price is, greedy line still outside, previous center lines pink. Okay, so it still helps you with the last bit of the trade. Okay, so we don't ever really miss anything. All we have to do is follow the paper trail, utilize our 4 charts, utilize what the lines are actually telling us, and use that information. It's and you'll find that that'll occupy your mind, because what's happening is if you're looking at the charts going up and it's going down, you think, oh, should I get out now? Should I get in? Etc. And what it does is it's got control of you. Yeah, it's become the hypnotist, and you're following the tick-tock of the watch moving side. Okay, you think it's an accident that these candles are designed in a way to actually take your attention. You're walking down the street, a balloon suddenly moves, a bike, your eyes go straight to it. Okay, this is how we're engineered. That, and that's what these candles do. So if you sit in front of it, you're going to forget everything and all the good intel, and it's going to change your mind. Okay, so the thing is not to watch it, sit to take profit. You know that the alert's going to give you an alert if it's time to get out. And if you want, you can look at the beginning of every 5 minutes or every 30 minutes, whatever chart you're into. But don't sit in between those 5 minutes watching it. Yeah? Okay, any questions? I think I've... Okay, so I think once you've updated your charts, and I said, really, it's great to go and watch a video and say, okay, that's what's that and that. But the real benefit is to go and find one now, because one now or a screenshot now, somebody in 2 hours might see, so, oh, that was a red line there, confirmed, it hasn't reached its thing, yeah? So, you know, I'm just saying, your charts have a lot of information, and I haven't purposely put it all on you at once, and each 2 or 3 weeks, we just bring another layer in. But the most important thing is, where's a safe place where price doesn't want to go, where I can place my stop and be guided by your default stop levels and the channel. And the main question after that is, where's price want to go, and where I'm getting in, is there enough profit for me to want to get in? And the price wants to provide me with jumping diamonds. What things are telling me that? Where can I find that? These are the questions, the good questions, and you'll find you'll never give it out of trade. Okay, the alerts are just reminders that something's happening, that the software is calling you to say, hey, I found a unique candle that's going to give you information. Maybe right now, or maybe in the next few hours, you can enjoy what I'm giving you now. Okay, it's not always instant, and some of it can be from 2 days ago. Okay, you'll be surprised. All right, with that, I think I better bid you adieu and let you get on with, hopefully, what's going to be a great week of trading. I look forward to your post, and feel very strongly that, yeah, that some good stuff can come out of it, and you'll be happy. And when you're happy, guys, I'm happy. All right, so good night. Have a great week. Thank you. Okay, take care and bye. Stop sharing.